Hey friends and family, welcome back to Small Stuff Farm. Today we're going to make a beer-based barbecue sauce. This is an amazing barbecue sauce. I do make mine with jalapeno because we like spicy food, but if you don't, you can ignore the jalapeno. The entire recipe will be in the link below, and feel free to modify it to however you happen to like barbecue sauce. Caveat that I will say is that once I make this, I typically put it in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days, let it have that time to really get those flavors immersed. But this is an amazing sauce all on its own. So we're going to start with our onion and jalapenos, which I have already chopped. We're going to get these in a pan and get them started sauteing. So this is the same hex-clad pan that you saw me season earlier today on one of my videos. And just because I'm sauteing onions and the like, I'm going to put just a little tiny bit of oil in the bottom. You don't have to do this, but I just want to make sure, because we did season it today, that it's going to be okay. I have put the heat on sort of a medium-low heat. I can feel the pan is already starting to warm up. I'm going to put in the onion, the jalapeno, and then I'm going to crush my garlic in here. And we're going to saute this together. And then we'll get on with the rest of the ingredients. So our pan is hot enough to get these into saute. And we're going to just get them right in the pan right now. Hear the sizzle. And we just want to saute these a little bit. I don't use metal in this pan, although it says it's perfectly safe to do so. We're just going to get these sauteing. I want them to get not translucent, but close to translucent before I squeeze in the garlic. Ooh, those jalapenos are strong. Those came out of my garden. This pan is just amazing. This is my first time using it, but it's so nice to be able to push everything up to the sides, and the sides are also hot, so everything I can just spread out and it'll saute much quicker, even at a medium-low heat. So we're just going to let this go for a little longer. Then I'm going to put in my garlic. That's coming next. Just so you know, this smells amazing. Ooh, those jalapenos are a little strong. Eric really loves hot, so I do too. Not as hot as he does, but. So again, I'm just moving it around, just trying to make sure everything gets evenly sauteed in here. I don't really want them mushy. I just want them to release all their flavor and aroma. So here in just another, 30 seconds or so, I'm going to add in that garlic. Starting to get a little soft, which is good. And it's going to cook down more when it's in the actual barbecue sauce. So now I've got my garlic in my garlic press. And I'm just going to squeeze it in and run this handy dandy little thing down the edge. Get it all out of there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put this part of the garlic in as well, only because we are going to eventually take it out. We will strain it out. So I want as much of that good garlic in there as I can get. And these presses don't always give you everything. So, oh, that smells so good. I'm just going to give it a couple more quick stirs, and then I'm going to turn this off, but I'm going to leave it in the heated pan while we go work on the other ingredients. So come with me. This is looking super, super good. Just put it in the pile here, and let's go get those other ingredients. So the next ingredient we want to put in is beer. Now, this is a Pilsner Gold, and it's a very nice light beer. But I also have this, which is also a pale ale, but this has an orange flavor to it. Now, in my barbecue sauce, I would normally zest an orange and then put the orange juice in. I will still put the orange juice in, but because this is so strong in orange or citrus, we're going to use this beer and that beer, and we're going to put it now into the sauteed onions and garlic and jalapenos, and then we're going to put the juice of the orange without the zest. But if you use a beer that does not have, like no Blue Moon or anything that has the fruit flavor, if you're going to use something like a Pilsner or just a plain beer, then you want to definitely put a little bit of zest in, because the zest of the orange just brings out aroma and flavor and a tiny bit of bitterness, but you kind of want that because there's a good bit of sugar going into this barbecue sauce. So let's put this in next. Now remember, anytime you cook with alcohol, the alcohol is going to actually be burned off and so, or cooked off, and so you don't have to worry about giving it to young people or whatever, because it will definitely, the alcohol will cook off. So, and now we've just got this back on a medium-low heat, and we're just going to give it a good stir, and then we'll go back to the other ingredients. So we've already used 1 whole red onion, 1 jalapeno, a bottle or a can of beer. Now we're going to add to it 1 teaspoon of ground onion powder, 1 teaspoon of ground mustard. We're going to add a half a cup of brown sugar, and then we're going to add 2 cups of ketchup, fresh ground pepper, and we're going to also add 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, which I have right here, and the juice of 1 orange. So we're going to get these all ready to go, and we're going to add them to the pot. Okay, we're back, and we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Now, as you'll look into the pot, you will see that I have it back up to a nice simmer. You want to make sure that you have this at a good simmer so that everything that goes into the pot will dissolve. So there's my brown sugar. Here's my ground mustard. Looks so good. Ground onion powder. And you just want to stir all that in, get a nice sauce going here. Try and keep it up to a nice simmer. And again, you're going to strain out this, the onions and things after it has cooked down. By the time we're done, this is going to have to cook down to about 2/3. We're going to add about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I don't always measure. We're going to put in some ground pepper. Again, this is to taste. That pan really does work well. It gets so hot on such low heat. And I know it doesn't call for it, but I'm going to put in just a little pinch of kosher salt. Most of these recipes don't call for it because you're putting in so much of the garlic powder and things. But I truly like having a little salt to offset the sugar. Now we're going to squeeze 1 orange into this. And I'll eat the flesh from this orange. It looks really good and it smells really good. You want the orange juice from one entire orange. I'm just going to give that a good stir. That cooled it down a little, so it's going to have to come back up to simmer. And now we're going to put in about 2 cups of ketchup. So again, I don't necessarily measure everything. I have a little bit in this bottle that I want to use up. You can use tomato sauce, you can use Rotel. There's other things you can put in this, but this to me seems to be the really best combination. And so let's give that a stir and see if I've got enough of the tomato in there. Pretty close. Pretty close. And if you all haven't been on TikTok and been to my shop, it's called Lori's Daily Deals. And I've got all kinds of things from kitchen gadgets, cameras, Boom Boom nasal spray, which is all natural, but helps with breathing and gives you a boost of energy. I have all kinds of products on there on TikTok, so I hope you'll jump over to Lori's Daily Deals and see if there's anything that you would like. Most items are better priced than you can get on Amazon, and they're just really high quality items, and usually shipping is free. Just check the description and it'll tell you if shipping is free. I'm going to get a spoon. I'm going to give this a little taste to see if I have enough ketchup, and I'm going to let this simmer and cook down, and this is going to go on. Just want to give it a good mix. That is so good. Oh my, that is really good. I won't dip the spoon in again, don't worry. That is perfection in a pan. So we're gonna let that cook down to about 2/3, and then we'll be back. So we're back again. This is really cooking down well. If you haven't been to my TikTok shop, it's called Lori's Daily Finds, and you'll find all sorts of things, kitchen gadgets, security cameras, other gadgets that you can use around the house. I've got the Boom Boom inhalant there. That's on a special deal right now, and it's super good. It is not like your eucalyptus or Vicks inhalers. This is actual menthol, and it's all natural ingredients, and it gives you a boost in energy as well as clears your nasal sinuses. Not navel, nasal. And so anyway, there's a lot of good stuff on there. There's good prices on things. Most everything is free shipping within 3 days. So check it out. Check it out on my TikTok channel. So check out my TikTok channel and look for Lori's Daily Finds and shop for me. It would really help me, and all the products are super good. So, and now let's get back to this sauce. So you can see how thick this sauce has become. It's gone down about to 2/3. What I'm going to do is I've turned off the heat. I like to let it sit for, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. Then I'll put it in a mason jar, and I'll put it in the refrigerator for a day or two, which will also help it to gain a little more flavor and grounding. And then it will be ready to put on anything you would like. Pork, beef. We're going to put this on chicken. I'm going to make some barbecue chicken. And just look at this beautiful sauce. This is a lovely barbecue sauce. And like I said, it will continue because I'm leaving it sit on the heat. It will continue to reduce just a little more. And I'll put a lid over it, and we'll just let it go. And I will be making the barbecue chicken shortly.